So ABAP is the programming language of an SAP. Before moving to an ABAP, normally I will discuss about what is an ERP and what is an SAP and all those things. Even this is the course content which we are going to discuss as a part of an ABAP. Okay, I will come back to this latter part of the discussion. First, I will be discussing about what is an ERP. So as everybody knows nowadays, most of the companies are implementing an ERP for the purpose of integration of their departments. So the meaning of the expansion of an ERP is enterprise resource planning. So why this is required for every company, which normally we will be discussing here. So most of the companies, big companies or MNCs or small companies or mid-sized companies, the companies are divided into three ways: small size, mid-size, and large companies. These are the three ways we categorize the companies. So every company required either small or medium or a large required an ERP package. So there are a lot of ERP packages are available in the world. Out of this, one which we are discussing about an SAP, which is popular, which occupied more than 48% of the ERP package, ERP world right now in the world. So why we require an ERP package for every company is a simple reason. We have a lot of departments in the companies. Okay, so all these companies all these departments need to be integrated to work efficiently and to get the final result. So why everybody will get a doubt. There are a lot of tools which are available in the world which can be integrated and get the result. That is fine, but ultimately a department to another department, let's say about a simple example. You join in one company. Okay, so when you join in one company, who is going to take care? Your HR department is going to take care. So and all finish the formalities. By the end of the month, you need to receive your salary. So then your finance department will come into the picture. If there is no integration between your HR department and the finance department, definitely you will not get your salary by the end of the month. It will be delayed. So this way, this is about a small example which I was briefing. So there will be a lot of departments. Let's take about sales side, marketing side, finance side, HR side, production side, planning side. So all these departments in the company need to be integrated. So this integration will take care by an ERP, enterprise resource planning. That is the exact meaning for normally in a simple way to discuss. Every department in the company need to be integrated, which is in enterprise, and need to take care about your resource and further about your planning. Okay, in a simple other example which to take about. For example, if you are going to any car showroom. So what normally we'd go, once we go to the car showroom, once you decide about your car, we first start asking about the color of your car, whether that color white or red is available. So immediately your salesperson, the marketing guy will tell, color is available, but it will take time because it is not immediately available in the stock. So once you book, then we will deliver in a month. That's what the promise what sales guys will do. So normally, so then immediately you will book for a car and you will wait for 1 month. So what will happen in this 1 month? Immediately the sales department will give the information to their finance team, and further the finance team will give the information to the planning team, production team. So and further they check about the materials management team. So all this put together, how it is actually is, so white, for example, red car, you placed an order. So red car is not available, so they need to procure the material. So then the production department will place a request to the finance, I want all these materials to complete this red color car. So then if the material is not available right now in the stock, so immediately they will check with the materials department team whether the material is available or not, or they will place an outside order. And finally the car will be delivered. So once the production team get all the material, they will manufacture that car, and you will receive your red car. So in this you have your sales team, your marketing team, your materials management team, and your finance team, and your production team. So 5 departments are involved to produce this. So, okay, sorry, I have not seen the messages, just now I checked. So this way, if a company is not integrated and everybody worked as a silos, just imagine, definitely you will not receive your car in a month. So that is what an importance of an ERP for every company. Whether it is a small company or whether it is a big company, most of the companies trying to implement an ERP package. So there are a lot of products which are available under ERP right now in the world, which we can say more than 300, 400 products about an ERP, which are ERP products which are available. Out of the some of them are popular, like SAP is the one which we are discussing, and Oracle, PeopleSoft, Bond. Okay, so these are the regular ERP packages which you'll be hearing regularly, even in your portals or in some other place. So out of this, SAP occupied major stake in the world in the ERP package because SAP able to support lot of functional departments as well as they are having a lot of tools. So coming back to an SAP, what is an SAP? I'll just go to a slide by slide and I'll be discussing. So SAP is an ERP package. This was developed by 5 former IBM employees in 1972, way back. When they developed this was a mainframe system. So then later from 1992 onwards, this is an ERP package. Initially it was a mainframe server because IBM those days used to work with a mainframe, and most of the world actually working with the mainframe. It's a 2-tier architecture. So then later it is moved to a 3-tier architecture from 1992 onwards. So that's why you can see the name SAP R3 most of the times, or SAP ERP. So what is this SAP R3 means? So SAP, we normally pronounce this as SAP, not as SAP. So that is the first one which we normally tell to everyone who is going to learn SAP, because it involves systems, applications, and product in data processing. This is a definition of an SAP word. Okay, so it's not just a SAP. We never call it as a SAP because it involves systems, it involves applications and products in data processing. And this is a Germany-based company and one of the largest software vendor which is available in the world right now. And I don't want to say about this 80% of the fortune right now. It is crossed. This is the old web slide which prepared long back, let's say about 4 or 5 years back. But still the history, if you keep on change. Right now more than 80,000 companies, not 18,000, 80,000 companies in the small scale sector or the medium scale sector or the large scale sector right now, our customers are using about this SAP. So SAP, as I just mentioned, systems, products, and systems, applications, and products, and R means real time, 3 means 3-tier architecture. So this was the product released in 1992. From there onwards, we can call this as an SAP R3, or we are straight away nowadays we are calling it as an SAP ERP. So what is an SAP R3 system? So this system is available with client server technology. Along with that, this system is having modules, different modules, as I just mentioned. For a ERP package, how it works, like finance department, HR department, materials department, or production department, or a planning department, like that. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, these are the number of departments which are available. All these modules which are integrated each other so that we can exchange the data or we can transfer the data from one module to other module. Right now you are seeing on the So definitely they require a sales module, they require a materials module, they require a production module, and they require a quality, and they will be having a plant, and finally the HR people will be take care about in and out of your orders, all these things for your materials put together, and your car price and everything will be taken care by your finance department. This is just one example too. So these modules actually in SAP is integrated from one module to other module, data will flow, so that ultimately as an end result, your management of the company will be knowing what is happening between the departments, and there will not be any delay when they are transferring the data from one department to other department, because everything is available in our system. Further to this, there are a lot of verticals which are available in the world. So SAP is able to provide a software based on the verticals, like let's say about healthcare, about insurance, about hospitals. It's not going to healthcare anyway, or oil, or gas. Okay, so you just name it, the vertical. SAP is into those verticals. Okay. Only thing is, if SAP is not there, no other product in the world which is there in that vertical. That way I can say. So along with that SAP ERP product, there are a lot of other products which are, we call it as a new dimensional product, but still there are a lot of other products which are available in the SAP products list. That is BW, that is a data warehousing software, and SCM, strategic enterprise management software, and SCM software, supply chain management, CRM software, and a lot of other integration tools which are available in SAP. Like just now, one of our participants is on the middleware. Even the middleware tool is also available in SAP. Okay, so whatever the tools which are available outside, even SAP is planning to develop those tools and be a part of an SAP stack, so that a company who purchased an SAP no need to go outside for the tools. All the tools are available as a part of an SAP. So we normally call it as it's a business suite. A business suite contains, these are the products like SAP NetWeaver, one product, CRM product, SCM product, ERP product, and SRM product, PLM product, etc., etc. There are a lot of other products also which are available, and all these products are available based on the verticals, and we have a best practices to implement for each and every vertical how to develop. So as I just mentioned about industry solutions, the cost industry, which you can see automotive, banking, chemicals, healthcare, education, media, etc., which we can say nowadays around 54 different areas. Right now SAP is able to provide the information and we can implement. So coming back to the versions of an SAP right now. So the way back the versions were, we used to call it as 3.0 in 1992, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, like 3. A lot of other versions. So from 1998, which you are seeing on my screen, 4.6c was there from 1996 to 1997, 1988. From 2000 onwards, it was a 4.7 version of an SAP, and 2004 onwards, it was 5.0, and 2007 onwards, it is a 6.0. Right now, we are in the 6.0 version of an SAP. Further, for these versions, we have support packs, enhancement packs, like your regular Windows. Normally, if you purchase a Windows, you will get a support pack 1, 2, 3, like that. The same way right now, SAP releasing from 2007 onwards, the version of an SAP ERP is 6.0, and further we have enhancement package, support packages. Further, as per the latest industry requirements, they are releasing the support packs.
Hello, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. May I know your name?
This is Beatrice.
Yeah, tell me please.
The slide that you just, can you go back to the other slide? I just had a question, a quick question here.
Okay. Okay. This one or this one? Just tell me the
Yeah.
question so that I can move to the slide.
Okay, so are all those modules in SAP that are listed on that?
These are the left-hand side, which you are seeing about the cross-industry solutions. These are the modules which are available in SAP. On the right-hand side, which you are seeing about the industry solutions, these are not the modules. These are the solutions for the respective industry. If you are in the banking industry, you will be having a customized banking industry features in the product of an SAP ERP. If you are from the automotive, you will be having the support pack which is related to an automotive, and the best practices to define for an automotive will be different. If you are in the healthcare, you will be having a separate support pack, and you will be working on the healthcare based screens. It's nothing but the screen in the sense that the package you will be having a different database. Okay, so for example, if I go with a healthcare required a patient database, so you require a patient based database tables. So that way actually the product is organized.
Okay.
So ultimately an ERP product is one. These are the support packs, or the enhancement packs, or we call it as software components for your ERP. Okay, I'm not using the technical words of an SAP right now. I'm just want to say in a simple way, as today is introduction class.
Okay, thank you.
So what is mean by an IDES? So for the users to learn SAP, normally SAP release a product called as IDES server, International Demonstration and Evaluation System. This system is similar to an SAP server which the companies are using in the production server. Only the difference between is this system will have a database. The database in the sense the data in your database tables in a more specified way to tell, whereas the other systems will not have a database. When the company implement SAP, they will not have a database, they will have only tables. There is no data in your tables. Whereas when you are learning SAP, we try to work with an IDES server so that when we do any example, once you run that example, you need to see the data. Okay, for that purpose actually SAP provided an IDES server separately for the users to learn. For example, you are running any program. So if you are not getting any result, so what will happen again, you will get a doubt whether the data is there in your database tables or not. So that for that purpose actually SAP provided a server for learning purpose so that you can see the data once you develop your program. When the companies implement SAP, what will happen is in the beginning the servers will be empty, so the department will start entering the data. As I just mentioned, when the patient joined in a hospital, what will happen, you will enter your patient name and the ID, all the further details. That becomes your data of your database table. So like that. So initially for a company to implement, it will be a fresh server, whereas for a learners, it will be an IDES server. Okay, this is just a fancy sake. Wherever the SAP system available right now, okay, everywhere in the world anyway, I don't need to say right now. I'll come back to this screen again later. I just want to move to ABAP then. Okay, as I just mentioned about an SAP, so ABAP is a programming language in SAP. Okay, this language is developed based on C programming language. As everybody heard about the programming language C, this was developed way back in 1970s and 80s. These IBM developers, they are from the mainframe background, that is nothing but a COBOL, okay, the programming language which they used for the mainframe. So based on the knowledge of a COBOL, with the help of a C compiler, they developed this programming language called as an ABAP. Once they developed the programming language, then they defined an ERP package. That's what we are seeing in SAP. So SAP is not any language or anything. SAP is nothing but an ERP package. So if someone says about, that's why I just want to clear that. SAP is a SAP AG is a company name, and SAP ERP is a product from the SAP AG company. AG is nothing but a company registered which is there in Germany. That's why, like a private limited or a LLC or a PLC is normally which we register the companies. The same way SAP AG in Germany. So from an SAP AG, an SAP ERP is a product, and SAP ERP is we can call it as a package also. That package is developed with the help of a programming language called as an ABAP. I'll just take to the screen first, then we will discuss. I'm just stopping my screen for a minute. I'll go to the server, then I'll share my screen again. I'm sharing my screen again. So this is an SAP server. It looks like you need to log into an SAP server by using an SAP GUI. Okay, through this GUI, once you double click on this, and it will ask you to enter the username and the password. Sorry if the password is wrong means. This is my usual problem. That's why I stopped the screen. Yeah. So I entered the user ID and password. So I'm able to log into the server. So this is what an SAP ERP server is. Right now, as I mentioned about IDIS server. So we are going to learn about based on the IDIS system. So this is an ERP package which you are seeing on my screen. Okay, this screen, whatever you are seeing, is developed by using a programming language called as an ABAP. So this is a predefined screens for your company. So, and as I mentioned about the modules of the product, like you can see, and further everybody will get a doubt if already product is developed or the package is developed, why we need to learn ABAP. So this product is developed based on most of the inputs which they collected from all the companies in all over the world. But if someone develop a product, definitely that is not 100% will suit for your company. If I buy any product, most of the times what will happen is I need some screens which are not defined in the product. Further, I need a customization. So for customization purpose, we use ABAP as a programming language to develop further whatever which is required for your company. I can say 70% all your needs for your company will be there in this product, but 30% the company need to customize either for a reports or for a new screen or for some integration purpose from other server like that. So all those 30%, the user need to be developed. That development we use by using ABAP as a programming language. So when we implement this product in your company, what will happen? Let's say about a simple way. The screen looks like lousy and will not be that good because this is the old screens which were defined by an SAP. Okay, so same we are continuing from 1992 onwards. There is no change. Only thing is there is a portal development which has come up right now. Okay, for example, this is a screen which you are seeing or instead of creating, I will show you the display. So this is easy for everybody to understand. So as you're seeing the screen, there are a lot of tabs here like a delivery invoice, conditions, text, address, vendor name, document date. Everything is fine, but all of a sudden if you want vendor address, for example, to say here, I don't have that information here on my screen, but what needs to be done? So an ABAPer should be in a position to add that to the screen. So that customization, which is possible by using an ABAP. So if there is no customization, then the product is very difficult for implement in any company, because every company have their own requirements. So for that purpose, we need ABAP. So this SAP screens, which we will discuss further, let me go back to an ABAP. ABAP is a programming language to develop this kind of screens further on the reports or an integration to transfer the data from one server to other server, a lot of ways. Going back to an ABAP, so ABAP means Advanced Business Application Programming, which is a 4th generation language. That is why this 4 is there. 4th generation language is a different way to look into this. It is nothing but as simple as an English language which you can go, or you can go with an object-oriented language, all the ways which is available right now in ABAP. This is normally when they develop this. This is a procedure language. As I was mentioning, this programming language is developed by using a C compiler, but the programmers who developed this programming language was a mainframe programmer. So there is a good influence of your COBOL here, at the same time some of the C, okay, and this is a 4th generation language. So again, here we have statement, something like easy English based statements, okay. So that way actually the programming language is defined. When compared to other programming languages, this is simple. Only thing is how simple it is, I can't say more than that. But coming to your C, Java or C++ or any other programming language which is available, okay, which is simple, even simpler than the VB, if we are aware about the VB also. And this programming language, if you develop in one language, multilingual means one language like an English, automatically you have a different tables which is available. So total right now, this programming, this SAP is available in 18 languages in the world, Japanese or Arab or English, Germany. So like that, if I take 4 languages, just to mention. So right now in 18 different languages, this SAP package is available, an ERP package is available. So as every programming language having the same thing which we normally learn, like your control structures, modularization contents, which is like functions, includes, okay, and script generations or forms development or screen development. So the same thing which is available here also as a part of an ABAP. So we don't want to go to the structure of the programming languages right now. I just want to move further. Okay, this is actually we'll discuss later. Now I'll move to the course. Okay, so as a part of an ABAP, as you are seeing, which we now this gives the entire introduction part as well as what is there in ABAP. It's easy for everybody to understand about after seeing this course. So we will be discussing about how this ABAP works, and basically with the help of an ABAP, what can be done, all these things as a part of introductions which we can see. And further, by using an ABAP, how to create the tables, because every package or a programming language, again, to store the database we require tables. So how we are going to create the tables, all those things which we'll be learning by using ABAP data dictionary. So there we'll deal with the tables. So the modularization techniques, as you know, every programming languages to simplify whatever you are writing, like include or subroutines or functions, which is for a reusability. That is what a modularization technique means. So by using the modularization technique, whatever functionalities you define, so which we can reuse it. So those things are available. So the most of the important thing if in a map is the reports. Once whatever they develop or whatever the existing data which is available in SAP, the users should be in a position to see a report. So by using an ABAP, we can develop two kinds of reports, like classical reports and interactive reports. The difference between a classical and interactive is you will have one report that is a classical report. If I click further on the same report, you will dig into the detailed way that is interactive report. So we'll be learning those kind of reports as a part of an ABAP. And you have a different chapter called as a dialogue programming or a module pool programming. This is what an SAP is developed based on this. So as you saw the screen, this screen is nothing but a dialogue screen, which we call it in SAP. So this screen is developed with the help of a dialogue programming or modularization techniques. Not modularization techniques, but module pool programming. We call it as a dynamic programming. So the screen development, basically we will be discussing about how the screens are developed with the help of dialogue module pool programming. So most of the any programming language, what is required? We need to store the data, which normally with the help of a data dictionary, and if the data is there, you need to see the data, then that is nothing but your reports. If the screen is not available, what needs to be done? You need to define the screen, that is nothing but your module pool programming or dialogue programming. So those things are covered as a part of, it's not the course content why I'm saying, it's what is there in SAP, how that is defined. So that's based on the ABAP, which I'm just covering that way. So everything is available right now. Now again, there will be data in the, like one of our participants is having from the TIPCO, he mentioned about middleware. So what middleware does basically, it transfers the data from one server to other server. But if at all, if I have a data in the form of a text file or a CSV file or an Excel file, which is available with me from the previous servers or from any other existing tools, okay, I want to transfer the data to my SAP system. So we have a technique called as BDC, batch data communication. By using this, we are going to transfer the data from your flat files to your SAP server, which removes your data entry job. Just think about, you have 10,000 records which is available in your CSV file. We are not a data entry operators to transfer the data, enter the data into an SAP system based on the screens which you saw. So to avoid all those things, actually, we have a technique called as batch data communication, or a BDC we call it as. So we have a different methods here to transfer the data to your SAP server. So that way we can transfer the data. Okay, so your ABAPer will write the program. Based on the program, this data will be transferred to an SAP server. The next comes is scripts. Scripts are smart forms. Okay, one is the old version, other one is a new version. New version, old version is because of the years SAP keep on developing. Forms, as everybody know. Let's take about invoice. And as for the customization of the present company. So those things actually will be developing as a part of a smart forms of the scripts by using ABAP. So for that purpose, actually, these chapters are there. Next, coming to the cross application. Cross applications basically will work to transfer the data from one server to another server. Just think about, you have two SAP servers available in your company. Again, you can't transfer the data by giving a flat file like an CSV or an Excel file. Instead of that, you can transfer the data from one server to other server by using a cross application technology. For that purpose, we will be knowing about the cross tech. So as a part of that, we'll be knowing about ALE and IDOCs, etc. Next is an overview about the workflow. We will not be discussing much about the workflow because again, this is a very big chapter. But how the data and how it operates from one place to other place, we'll be discussing about as a part of the workflow. And the last chapter, I believe, not but one. Okay, user exit. Right now, as I'll show you in a different way. Just see, you have one screen here. Sorry. Your screen, material display screen. This is a standard SAP screen which is provided by an SAP when you purchase this product. But your company don't want this screen, or your company want this screen in a different way. As I mentioned about dialog pool, dialog programming or a module pool programming, which is something like you to design the screen something like display material, which you are seeing select views, organization level data and a material. You can define your own screen and you can attach that screen to the server. Okay, but already SAP designed some screens, but still with this existing functionality, you want to add some more functionality to your screen. Okay, for that purpose, we use user exits, enhancements we call it as. So whatever SAP defined, for those screens, we make use of these screens, and again, we add some more functionality. Let's say material description as one more. If I want to add for the same screen, that is called enhancements of the existing screens. That's what we will be learning about using a user exits. So user exits and baddies are for one and the same, which we use for enhancement purpose. This is what about a simple way of an SAP, what is there in SAP ABAP. Okay, so as a part of an ABAP, we'll be learning how to create a data for your data, how to create a database tables, how to do the reporting, how to define the screens, how to transfer the data to an SAP system, how to enhance the servers, not the servers, how to enhance the existing screens. So what else is required for a programming language? So everything is available as a part of an ABAP, even though this package is predefined, which is available. We normally do for a customization purpose. ABAP is a programming language which is used. Okay, this simple introduction about an SAP ABAP. I just want to have a questions because based on that we will be discussing more. Open to questions, please. Because I just want to have a discussion based on the questions what you have right now.
Okay, this is Beatrice again. What are the prerequisites for someone to understand, really to succeed in training for ABAP? What are some of the prerequisites?
Yeah, prerequisite to learn ABAP is something like a person need to have an idea about SQL and an idea about any programming language in the world, any programming language. And a person should be in a position to understand select query. At least he should be aware about the select queries. So that will be the prerequisite more precisely. But if you know any programming language, which is an added advantage, it's why? Because we are not teaching here programming language from the fundamentals. We are making use of ABAP programming language, how we can use that programming language. So we'll be discussing more rather than defining a control structure as how I have to say is when people learn about C or Java, what will happen is they'll be learning about how to define the control structures, all those things. What is that? It's not that way because we are already in the package and the package is using an ABAP programming language. Here we will be seeing each and every area how you can develop, but we will be concentrating more on the ABAP features and the technology, how it can be used. Okay, so if you know any other programming language, that will be an added advantage. Otherwise, learning that, it take more time. Even a fresher can learn, but I always suggest if you know any other programming language, it will be another advantage. If you don't know any programming language, you are the first one. This is the first programming language you are going to learn. Anyone else, please? Or any other questions? I think two of them are muted. Rakesh, can you unmute them also? It's not self-mute. You mute. Thank you. I just observe Amit joined just now in the middle of the. Any other questions? Any other doubts? About SAP, that's in the introduction. So otherwise I'll just so in this programming language we will be working under tools. This is the area where an ABAPer will be working. It's an ABAP workbench. Under this we will be using all the different screens for your development purpose. It's a predefined screens, and based on that again you will be, because it's a package, under the package we have a programming language. By using this programming language we are developing all. So here we can go to this screen by double clicking this, or if you know the screen name, straight away you can go to the screen. Like for example, the screen I just double clicked, that is, there is a code attached to this screen. As you develop your screens also, you will attach one code. We call this code as transaction code. We can go to the transaction code by entering that code here. So S11 is the transaction code which is attached to the screen. If you don't know the code, you can go to the menu. So either way we can navigate the screens here in an SAP package, an ERP package. So S11 is used for ABAP data dictionary, which to create the tables. So why I come to the screen is just to show how many tables which are available in this server. Because as I was keep on talking about, there are a lot of modules, a different integration like SDM, MPP. These are different modules which are available in this. So just see the number of tables available in this server. Okay, it's a Germany, that's why dot is there after hundreds. Okay, so we have these many number of tables available in an SAP server. These tables are divided for each and every module. Just imagine, finance will have 5,000 modules, sales will have 5,000, not modules, sorry, 5,000 tables. Materials management will have 5,000 tables. Controlling will have 5,000 tables. Planning will have 5,000 tables. So most of the tables which are required for your organization already defined by an SAP. You are going to create the tables which is required for your customization purpose of your company, which is very minimal, or you will create the table based on the fields which are available in the existing tables. You copy that field and keep it here. That way normally the customization also will happen. So which reduce the work for any company. So normally what will happen, you just say something like you are using a Java programming language or a C programming language or some other programming language, for example, to take up. Normally what we will define, we will start creating your screen. Before creating the screen, you will be thinking about what are the fields which are available in the screen. Then there will be a database administrator or a database developer will design the database. Or if you are the database developer for the same project, then you will be designing your all the fields which are required for your screen. Then you will be going to your Oracle and create your tables. Then you come back and you do your programming in your Java or C or C++. Basically, if you have an ERP package, if there are these many thousands of tables are available in your ERP package, you are using the existing tables that minimize your complexity, and you will be aware about what are there in your present database also. Okay, this way for a companies will be benefited more when they implement an ERP package. Okay, so these many number of tables are available in an SAP, or you can define your own tables also, which SAP provide the provision for creating the tables for a customization purpose. So this course actually will take approximately 50 to 60 hours time to learn about each and everything, and for every user to practice, which I will say around 3 months time, then you can think about applying. Okay, so minimum you required 50 to 60 hours will be spending each and every area which I mentioned about as a part of a course content. So that much time you require to learn. I need that much time to teach all those things. Further, you required minimum of 3 months practice based on the examples, whatever which you can do. I can provide some of the examples what needs to be done. So you require 3 months practice. Then you can be a perfect in an ABAP programming language. The session can be 1 hour or 2 hours, depends on the participants, which will go further like that. Okay. I hope I just provided a simple introduction about SAP and what is an ABAP. No more questions? I can see. I have a question from Pankaj. Okay. Will this is suitable for me as you have a different software platform experience? If you have a different, most of the, okay, one way which I don't want to say other programming language is less and ABAP is more. Most of the users will come to ABAP because about either an SAP salary is into the picture, or this is one of the programming language, easiest programming language. Okay, I don't want to say C is less or C++ or Java. Everything can be done everywhere. Okay, but most of the companies are implementing an SAP, and which is very good in the world right now as an ERP product. At the same time, the salaries of an SAP consultant is more compared to other programming languages. I don't want to say the number of years of experience, but comparatively, the SAP consultant will have better salary. So that's why that is one way people will be attracted towards an SAP. The other way is this programming language is very easy compared to any other programming languages. Choosing a different module in SAP, it depends whether you want to be there in the programming language or not, as you mentioned about BW. Yeah. If you want to be there in the programming language world, yes, ABAP is the best suit. If you don't want to be there in the programming language world, then BW is the best suit. So beyond that, I don't want to say about BW because it's a data warehousing. If you ask me, is there any programming in the BW? I'll say 20% also it is there. But if you want to quit the programming language environment, yeah, BW is the best suit. But BW again requires more information further to know. How many classes will be in a week? It depends on the participants which we need to discuss. So that can be discussed with our elearn people. So either it will be on the weekend session or on the weekday session. One way, not both sides. Either we can go on the weekday sessions or on the weekend session. Depends on that the number of hours which can be decided. Any other questions? Yeah, you should have a lot of questions so that I can share whatever I know. I have approximately around 12 years of an SAP experience in the various modules. So that is about simple introduction about me. We can discuss further when you are in the classes. Sirisha, your question is valid, and this the support and all those things definitely can be taken care, and you can discuss with about elearn SAP team. So what kind of a support you require and all those things, which we can discuss with them. Yeah, it's a nice question, Amit. Yeah, the question from Amit is a very good question. He is a FICO consultant in SAP. Sorry to reveal this, Amit, but still it is a valid question. And no programming experience, but you are a good FICO consultant, I believe. Will you able to learn or not? I'll say 100% yes for this. There are multiple ways for a functional people to learn about ABAP. What will happen in SAP world is, even though if the consultant is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years even, because 1992, no? So I can say even 20 years experience of an SAP. Ultimately, the person who is there in SAP, is better to know what is ABAP. That's what I believe as 12 years of an experience in SAP. Not only my experience, most of the users. Why? Because entire SAP is built based on ABAP. Everything which we are surrounded with the help of an ABAP only. Okay. So as you are a FICO consultant, you know how many inputs you will be giving to your ABAPers. And most of the times the ABAPers will not able to understand what you are saying also. And sometimes you will be frustrated what these people are telling, and instead of that, if I know the programming language, I will show them a sample screen. As you are aware, you can define your own queries by using SAP query. I forgot to mention in the course content, by not keeping as a functional consultant, yeah, I'll show you that as also. I will add that also. Okay, yeah, yeah, thank you for your compliment. Yeah, he just mentioned you are right, and exactly that's what I feel. So that's right, thank you. Most of the times what will happen is the users, the functional team will be frustrated when they are telling about the input requirements to an ABAPer. Why? Because ABAPer will think always in a different way. Most of the users will not be having the view about the package, how it works, and they will be dependent on the functional consultant always. So they will be giving the inputs based on the inputs we will be doing the development. As a functional consultant, it will be easy for you if you know about your SAP query and your logical database, particularly to say about that. So, just a minute, sorry. Hello. Hi, Sorry for the disturbance. So you can learn about more along with these topics which I presented just now. You can learn about SAP query or ABAP query also we call it as, or the logical database. By using this, your reports will be simpler. At the same time, if you know about ABAP, further your job will be easy when you are explaining to your ABAPers. You can just dictate them how it can be done. That's what I can say. Beyond which further I think you know better than me as you are a FSEO consultant. So most of the users will be having a problem. For example, to say, we just mentioned about, I just showed about the screen called as you are an FSEO consultant. Let's go with FB01. Posting the document. Yeah, sorry for others because he is an FSEO consultant, so I opened the F5 based transaction code, a screen, instead of T code for a beginners to say a T code. A screen. Okay, so this is easy for you if you know ABAP. What is there in this screen, how this screen is developed. Actually, ABAPers, they don't need to invent the wheel again. This screen is developed with the help of some programming. This source code is available in the screen itself. Okay, when the source code is available, how the screen is developed, what is the, let's say, this is the program name as you are seeing on the screen. Okay, so if we get little experience in ABAP, you will be in a position to tell what is the logic behind the screen, and you can ask your developers, please develop in such a way, I want this logic. And you no need to be a full-fledged ABAPer as an FSEO consultant. At least I can say 60% you will definitely can learn. You don't need to write every programming, but your job will be easier further when you are expressing about inputs. At the same time, if you know ABAP, everywhere ABAP is used in SAP, as you are aware. Okay. So learning is very simple. Only thing is, if you are going to implement, also very simple, as you are a functional consultant. And if you have some programming experience, yeah, definitely you can be a techno-functional consultant tomorrow. And you don't need to be a dependent for an ABAPer. Yeah, that's why. You don't need to write any programming. You can become a techno-functional guy if you know ABAP. And you can root in your environment. Yes. A question from Sarita. Yeah, definitely elearn people will provide the environment for you to practice. That's what I told about 3 months time you require to practice. So definitely they will be providing that, and you can practice definitely for 3 months, and further you can discuss with them how many months you want and all those. Any more questions, please, from anyone? Can we conclude otherwise? We can discuss further actually when we are, yeah, thank you. When we are, thank you, sir. When we are in the session, we can discuss about, because I just want to give a fundamental information about ABAP, because I don't want to take into the ABAP, this is what ABAP works, because there is a lot of time to know about that once you are in the session. But ultimately, I just want to give an input, what is an SAP, how ABAP works, because every programming language works in the same way, but only thing is ABAP is a part of an SAP which will be working with your package, and further how this package can be leveraged for your company purpose, wherever you are going to work. And this is the simplest programming language which is available in the present world, and anybody can learn. Only thing is you need some efforts to definitely at the time of learning. it's not everything is easy. At the same time, this is easiest learning programming language. Okay, and it is very if the user knows about a simple programming concept, this is very easy to learn. If we don't have any questions, can we conclude for the day? Okay, thank you. Thanks for the participating. We'll catch up later.